massive slugfest when it comes to both these two teams, between Team Evil and Team Flash. Gonna go to the draft number 1 right now. Team Evil on first pick.
It seems like a very neutral kind of ban. No one is targeting towards that map yet. Uranus and the Fanny gets banned out for the side of Team Evil. And starting things off, Adamir doesn't want to deal with the Angela and the Wan. The Lancelot also gets taken out. Amon's on the tables, though. I think this is a little bit interesting for more assassin-heavy bushwhack heroes. Just camp in the bush and try to come pouncing out. And don't forget, Kadita is also a possible viability. You got Sailor always using it as well. So that was one of his signature picks back in his Evo Slade Bleed days.
You want to talk about signature picks? I bring you back to Season 2.
Yeah, Kagura.
The Kagura also making a resurgence back into the meta with the help of the Dangerous Grass as well. No grass is safe for Vanix anymore.
Off meta picks, maybe. I don't want to posit. I don't want to hypothesize, but Eudora might be the most interesting one in Dangerous Grass, especially when you pick up an assassin hero. You need to have someone that face checks. So Brock is definitely on the tables. The Tigreals, the Gatukachas is definitely a viable option for the roam, unless you want to go for an assassin hero. And you talked about this in the pre-game or before the show, was that in Dangerous Grass, you could switch up the meta a little bit, force the Fredrin into the jungle, and then pick up an Assassin Roam, which is what both of these two teams might be looking for. No Surgeons, no Lancelot. What will be the first pick?
Yeah, definitely, right? Like, immediately all your junglers are already snapped off, right? Like, you snip up. You already removed the Lancelot, you already removed the Wise, and immediate Team Evil. They locked in the Juicin for Sailor for now, so no weird shenanigans when it comes to, like, the Kaguras, the random Assassin picks coming, Assassin Mages coming out.
I'm just laughing because Juicin is just there just to open up and just use that lantern to just shine on the brushes, because there's way too many variables in this map, especially when the grass is a big factor in Lord takes, Turtle takes. There's going to be a patch of grass behind that cavern. Flash SG going to pick up that Moskov for Vanix and the Baxia for Hades. So they might be looking at a little bit more mobile kind of roam. Maybe the Matilda might come up as well. You push the potential of the rolling shields unity from that Baxia as well.
Definitely, this is a very mobile hero pool that they snatch up for themselves. Speaking about mobility, Evo is going to match that one up. That's going to be a chip and a CC as well. But in terms of map control, it's definitely going to go into the hands of Team Flash, right? They've got Moskov to push the side lanes. They've got the Baxia to basically roam for anywhere. And don't forget, Team Flash, that Baxia, technically speaking, you can always flex him into the roam.
I've been talking about that chip, or thinking about how effective it is in this meta. If you guys don't know back home, whenever the roam hero, or you have a roam boots, and you recon some of these heroes, you identify some of these heroes in your enemy jungle, you get a 25% of your EXP in level 1. If Chip goes into the portal on the enemy jungle, opens up and sees 4 members, that's an instant level 2. You might be able to steal, or you might be able to give a lot of information to the rest of your team, but it's still a very risky flip of a coin kind of pick in the late game.
Yep, interesting pick coming out from the Team Flash. Cartesian opting for the Eve instead. I was expecting a Farsa, right? You've already got a lot of map mobility around. You want to be able to match up the tempo from Baxia, that setting. I felt the Wings by Wings that Farsa is going to match, but it seems like, Team Flash is saying, okay, you know what? We're going to go for the Eve. Something has a slightly larger range, and also the slows is going to be very effective against Team Evil.
A little bit of a passive late game pick. I would say this composition, so you talked about the Farsa. If the Farsa comes in, paired up with the Baxia, that's a lane-to-lane kind of cross-map plays that we'll be looking for. But since Moskov is coming into the picture, you're going to be playing a little bit on the late game, trying to get Vanix to show. This is Team Flash's MO since Season 6, and it kind of works all the way through. They've got 4 championships in MPL SG.
Yep.
They banned out the Hayabusa, so Assassins are definitely on the tables for both teams. Aether is known as Assassin player.
Yep.
Dangerous Grass kind of works with the Ling. I think that is an open option, or the Amon as well. The Joy might work, but you need that dash.
I feel the Joy is definitely going to be helpful, right? The main goal, win con for the side Team Evil right now, is to really push that Eve away from the real-world manipulation. You need something that has an AoE to basically run it down, and don't forget, when Joy goes into her ultimate, you basically have CC immunity that just literally could run it down, so you're not affected by slows. I like that idea, so hopefully, Team Flash takes that Joy away.
Now, the Arla getting banned out by Evil. Thinking
Massive
about
sets.
setup
There you go.
potential for Team Flash SG, they just want to try to get a winning lane down the EXP side, and Gear. It's a Gear Bear kind of matchup. So I think for Gear, he's more
Oh, yeah.
he's more widely understanding of the macro plays. I think Bear is more mechanically inclined, and
Yeah.
right now, Bear is slightly younger than Gear. And last time I remember us talking about Gear being the child prodigy, and then became Bray, and then now Bear has that potential. So we talked about that. Joy is going to be banned out by Team Flash. I think Evo is going to stand by their decision. Maybe even the Lapu Lapu might be banned out. That's going to be a very interesting pick if it comes out from Team Flash. Unable to kill off with the amount of damage that Team Evo currently has.
So the thing is, from the side of Team Evo, they're already locked in the CC, right? So any form of like tanky EXP laners is really totally out of picture. You cannot go for the high loss. Well, you can kind of forces it. So that's why, you know, if you notice how powerful he's drafting this one, it eliminated the Khalid. You don't really want to basically go into this wombo combo team fight, right? That the Eve would like to do. But it seems like Team Flash right now locking in the Gavakacha. Don't forget, it's still wide open in terms of how Adamir is drafting it, right? Gavakacha can go to the roam, can go to the EXP, whereas the Baxia can easily go to the jungle, can also go to the roam. Jay has a very wide pool of heroes, so Team Evo's definitely on the tippy toes right now.
I'm also on my tippy toes.
Yep.
I think the Gatokacha kind
Must
of
be a
works
ballerina.
a lot with their composition. Very zonal. They want to play for the objectives, and I think Jay loves that idea as well. Evo, on the other hand, bring out the X-Borg and the CC combo. That's going to be a pepper spray kind of thing. Try to push everyone away and try to bring everyone together. They just need that damage from that gold laner. What is going to be their marksman?
Going up against Moskov, I mean, you could match range, you can lane bully Moskov in the early game, but this is Lord Vanix that we're talking about, right?
Yep.
Ben has to be really, really comfortable on this grandeur, hopefully, right? And now that you look at what Team Evo has selected for themselves, they got nice chip damage, well, no pun intended. There's also got like a lot of HP spread. So Team Flash is going for a very tanky lineup. They need more damage from the side of Team Flash.
Team Evil is just running it down. The composition just screams like front to back. Just major skirmish, major missile locks onto one hero and just run it down. There is no potential for a lane split kind of split push. Yeah, so someone's going to have to deal with the Moskov in the late game. For Team Flash, though, I think anything could work. The Lapu Lapu is excellent in this choice. You've got 3 tanky, beefy boys and a zonal player in that Eve just to protect Vanix from all harm.
Yep.
So it's basically a Clash comp versus a Clash comp. At the end of the day, though, I think Evo is interesting, but I'm going with Flash. Easier to execute, easier to understand, and they have their MO.
Yeah, definitely right. It feels like, you know, what Team Evo also has secured for themselves is like they need to really play to their strengths, right? The strengths is really to hard gank, use the chip to bring everybody in. There's a lot of AoE damage in the form of the X-Borg as well. There's also the fact that you also have Baxia and also Gatokacha and Lapu Lapu. So, I mean, Team Flash do have a little bit of mobility all across the map. But in terms of team fight opportunities, if Team Flash manages to have a really good real-world manipulation, and trust me, Cartesia can do that.
Well, it is a very
5 seconds
calm
till
start
the enemy
before the
reaches
storm
battlefield.
as we jump into game number 1, the opening
first game.
game of MPL SG Season 10. Finally, after a long delay, we are starting things off. A little bit of the changes. Look at the map, full of brushes, full of different areas to hide.
Interesting choice though. Remember we set up the Aether is going for the Assassin jungler. It seems like they went for the X-Borg instead. So now we're going to go into game, ladies and gents, and we're going to start off this, right? Because this is going to be the team that sets the best foot forward will definitely has a better momentum. Don't forget, Team Evo is a very momentum-based kind of team.
Speaking of momentum, I think also Team Flash ramping up the aggression. They know that they need to keep Moskov at bay. You see the top side, Ven is almost being ganked out. They're taking the Lethal Wonder away from the hands of Evo, so Flash SG a little bit up on top in terms of that fast rotation. But, you know, Team Evo playing it safe. With that chip, typically you want to invade. You want to find members. You want to find players. But Powerful is just playing it super safe.
Yep. Don't forget, ladies and gents, you know, 10 season, we literally feel like passion itself. And what you want to do is head on there to in-game profile icon settings, redemption code. There's your redemption code to claim. And of course, once again, just a reminder, man, it has been 10 seasons.
An anniversary, 5-year anniversary for MPL SG since its inception back in 2020. Now coming into the game is 30 seconds until the first turtle spawns, and that's where we see the true power of the rotations. You still got level 2 on Jay, and Powerful already reaching that level 3 mark. You're starting that gank onto Powerful, but it's just a touch and a go for now. Team Flash, little bit more cautious this time around.
We talk about the rule. I know we talk a lot about the majors, but hold on a second. It seems like, Kartese getting ganked upon just a little bit slow, slowing down just a little bit. Shu Unity adding the damage, but Team Evo still hangs on, just still okay in the mid lane.
We're still hanging on that brush. You see Hades already finding Aether and where he is. There's a true damage that he has to deal with, breaking down the Firaga armor.
Hades down low just a little bit more, and Powerful also ranking the front. Here comes a real world manipulation. Bear goes in, picks up the first blood against Aether. Normal jungler for the side of Team Evo, and they're going on ham. Bear tries to go on, but Powerful decides to bring him turn around, tries to slow down just a little bit more, but at the same time, Gear picks up Kartese off screen. Bear picking up a double kill already, and that's massive for the side of Team Flash. And on top of that, a double whammy. A turtle taken down by Team Flash as well.
A very smart play by Team Flash just to try to deny Aether from being anywhere near the jungle. Welcome to Singapore. Welcome to MPL SG. It's a huge warm welcome from the reigning champions of MPL SG. But coming into the after turtle play, there is a little bit of a delay from Team Evo to get in position. I think the true power really comes when Powerful gets at level 4, and he just did. So portals might come up. We need to be able to hypothesize where things are going to.
Reverse Warrior tagging alongside with Hades. That's another pickup by Bear as well. We talk about, the child prodigy literally getting hammered down by Bear Trap himself.
Easy kill down the bottom side, but it's not over yet. As a 3-man gang, the AOG's already landed down on the bottom side.
Here comes the shortcut at the same time. At the same time, top side, the gold lane is all going strong, but the main fight is happening down in the bot lane. Aether getting burned down once again. There's no escape for him. The guy to catch up on the side of Jay, cutting over the escape from Sailor. There's nowhere for Team Evo to run, and Gear joined in frame, but what can he do? Shred through Bear. Bear just Raven's Warrior coming in, but Powerful this time around with a shortcut will be going in. Bear, Gear, trying to trade the aggression as well, but he's taking a lot of chip damage.
Oh, they're healing everything back up. Kartese flew too close to the sun. Does have that flicker to get out of the way safely, but there's a huge resource burnt out by Flash. 2,000 gold ahead of Team Evo right now. 30 seconds to the turtle spawns up, and Team Flash actually slowly picking everyone off, and Bear is 4-1 and 1 at this point. He's soaking in all of that farm, soaking in all of those kills.
Yeah, literally, right? Churros, that's what I mentioned. Bear, literally, welcome to the big leagues. And he's proven his worth, right? He's proven his red. There's a reason why I really hype out this kid all the way back in, Asterisk? When he's back in Team Asterisk, Team Exco, because he has ton of potential. He's putting Gear down on the ground for now, and there's nobody from the side of Team Evil can literally put a showstopper onto Flash SG's Bear.
The biggest issue is Aether. Flash SG's always constantly finding him, knowing where he is. He's 0-2-0. Look at Hades. He knows where Aether is, and they're starting things off.
Okay, here comes the last insanity, but not too sure what he's trying to achieve right there. They got to catch out ultimate. OG lands onto him. Aether is not able to play the game anymore. And now Bear gets picked up right there, zoning out the rest of the team, allowing Team Flash to pick up the turtle for themselves. Macro perfection coming out from Team Flash.
Smart trigger start. That's SOD.
SOD lands onto the bed. There's no way for him to run. Real world manipulation letting down, denying every single escape from Team Evil. There's nothing that Team Evil could do.
The whole village is up on that top side. Team Flash is ramping this up, and Team Evil, they're just playing one after the other, falling down, and Team Flash just showing us that prowess, showing us that experience they have in the international scene, and bring it back down to Singapore.
Yeah, Team Flash is literally pushing Team Evil off the staircase, right? Team Evo is just bumping down over and over again. Ben has to burn the flicker just to try to get onto there. Hopefully try to outplay. Powerful is joining in with the chip, trying to save his team member's life just a little bit more, but doesn't really have the ultimate to kind of follow it up. Sailor goes into the Jushin, will be showing some damage onto Hades, will not be able to find it. Here comes Aether, the hero, finally picking his worth in that, taking down the jungler of Flash SG.
It was a little bit greedy, but Flash had an idea. They wanted Vanix to try to break down that T2 on that top side, as Bear keeping busy on the bottom side, at least taking out that T1. What's left standing is that T1 mid. Evo needs to keep this turret standing because of dangerous grass. Any one time, Team Flash might be able to use this bush advantage for an ambush.
Yeah, but the magic of team fight is not showing for the side of Team Evo, right? I think from the get-go, like around the 3 to 4 minute mark, Aether getting first blood right there literally costed Team Evo a lot. And now, and especially in this particular patch, every single mistake could count, but it's also point for the side of Team Flash. Yes, they got the lead right here. Yes, Bear's super huge right now, but don't forget, one big ultimate could potentially change anything coming up from Powerful.
The problem with Team Evil is Grab is starting to show it's just not enough hard CCs, not enough reliable CCs. You need Powerful to come in, try to stun everyone up. But speaking of stuns,
Damage coming up, landing onto Kurtese. Kurtese does have real world manipulation. He has artillery strike. Bear fronting the whole damage just a little more. Hades spinning around to deny Team Evil and allowing them to back off. But Hades turning around just a little bit more. Bear looking for opportunity to try to enter, but Flash SG has priorities elsewhere.
Flash actually looking for that turtle. Here, zoning everyone out of the way. Team Flash, they have everything in motion. They want to try to start fights. They want to try to waste useful resources from Evil.
Jumping onto that, that's also skill. You know, Turtle going over the side of Flash. SG, they couldn't even play the game like what I mentioned earlier just now. Where is Team Evil gonna be able to place their eggs? Which player do they invest?
Look at that high rotation speed. Hades coming into the fray. There's two members on top, and Hades pushing all of them back. Team 1 mid falls to the hands of Team Flash, and the map is wide open.
It has been really wide open from the get-go. Flash SG, remember the power of the rotation from Hades as well, just setting up the stage, allowing Bear to scale and just literally ricochet all the way to the moon. You talk about the AOG, the global presence as well. Team Evil is unable to hold. You're expecting the Granger to basically get some kills, to get some, damage and also output some form of it or whatnot of it. But Flash SG is just tickling. Don't forget that he haven't even activated the Lord of Vanix yet.
Flash is super smart in how to want to play this. Look at Vanix, not anyone in that map. He has access with the SOD. Anytime there's a team fight, he might be able to throw that spear and join that team fight, but he's busy split pushing as Team Flash trying to start team fights elsewhere on that map. That's why Evil is trying to split everything up.
I think that's literally, Flash SG knowing their enemies, right? The way to deal with Team Evil is to not allowing them to go to the magic of the team fights. You want to split them up.
Take a look at the itemizations. You got the Lapu Lapu already building up the Queen's Wings. It's going to be a tough boy to take down. Powerful using that charge. Along the top side, Ben.
Oh, what a scare. I think what Hades is trying to do is literally try to bait out, zone out Ven to basically allowing Vanix to take the turtle instead. However, Jake, I think just a little bit Bear coming in for the flank as well. He's massive right now. The real one manipulation here. No way for him to run. And now they pick one up. They can easily go and rotate and play other sides of the map.
Team Evil just can't win out on these team fights. As Team Flash, they're hunkering down, layering crowd control stuns after another. You've got the Moscow Spear going down. You've got the Boxer Shoot Unity just bumping everyone out. And then Bear jumps straight into the backline, targeting onto Ben and Sayla and taking them out of the picture. So Vanix can just easily pummel them down one at a time.
Getting caught right here. This is not the target that, Flash wants to give up. Last Insanity for the Sun and Aether hits Vanix. And now it's going to be Flash exacting vengeance against Team Evil. But Bear really going in, picking up a mega kill already. Powerful. He's starting to lose steam, giving the double kill over to Bear as well. Ben can do nothing, getting stuck behind the purple wall, giving Flash SG an opportunity to pick them up. And ladies and gentlemen, Team Evil literally broken right now. Team Flash wipes out Team Evil.
A blunder. Good wait, good ambush from Powerful, but turned deadly. They were baiting Bear to come in. Once Bear showed up, it was all over for
Bear
Evil.
Trap. Literally Bear trap right there. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, that's the first code to 10, first to 10 code rush right here. Take that code and get your free stuff. And literally, speaking about free stuff, Flash took the Lord for free.
Oh man, they also took 5 of their heads and everyone falls as Team Evil struggling to come back online. There's not enough crowd controls, there's not enough initiations from the rest of the team. The only one that can throw anything is the yo-yo, stringing 2 members together from the side of Gear. But then again, not enough damage to follow up. Powerful needs to be able to find areas to wait. So the bushwhack position that he's in needs to be high IQ. He needs to know where Vanix is. He needs to know where Vanix is going to path before making any sudden movements. Lord's marching on that top side. Flash is just playing it very, very slowly, taking control of that map, and Evil picking up that scraps.
Yeah, Ven is not outputting the damage. I really echo you. There's not enough damage coming off Team Evil. You've got Sayla on the Juicing, right? Juicing can deal considerable amount of DPS. But right now, when Team Flash is so fed, you've got the Bear coming in, humming it down to you. Oh, well, you gotta run.
Just remember, down the bottom side, he's keeping Powerful busy on the top side. And Powerful needs to be able to find a way to get into Vanix, but he's so highly protected by 3 big brothers as well as a zone denial opportunity. As Evil just playing on that back foot. They do have some high ground potential. I think Sayla's crowd control takes a little bit too long to initiate the lantern pulls. This Bear is a little bit too tanky to take down at this point. Look, it's just a tickle. Sayla can't do anything to Bear.
Yeah, Flash SG is really smart in terms of, you know, playing around the aggression, right? Playing around and diversifying the damage absorbed from the side of Team Evil. Team Flash right now is just, you know, cleaning it up. There's no way for Team Evil to basically step out of the base anymore because now the dangerous bush grass is really dangerous right now.
It's really high IQ as the T2 falls. Hades doesn't want to initiate, doesn't want to commit into a team fight as powerful, using their concealed play.
Ooh,
Just go
try
deep.
to jump all the way to Kurtz. Gunner Catcher coming in. Will be able to land. AOG try to make sure that they actually go in for the CC. But now Team Evil trying to hold on with any form of damage, just a little bit, trying to pick up any person. But it's going to be Team Flash that picks up first casualty for the side of Team Evil. There's a little bit too much for Team Evil to do. And then the problem is, Team Evil, that was a wonderful engage.
Kurtz just shuts Powerful down with the roll manipulation. Portal up, everyone goes back into the fight, and the real manipulation just stops everyone in their tracks. They're trying to push the situation as Gear tries to go in.
Nope. It's gonna be bad getting picked up right there, but literally could just jump away to safety. Ben doesn't really have the damage to do against Team Flash. And even though Evil is trying to force these fights as well, but they're running out of steam, they're running out of fuel, they cannot do the damage.
Oh, every hit onto Bear is like an ant bite. He's just shrugging and kicking it off. And he's still alive, 8-1 and 4. And as Bear stays alive, Team Evil just taking all of that shots, taking all of that hits and pushing back.
Yeah, the problem is that Gear is also, you know, it's a snowball hero, right? You need the CC to really snowball hard in the early game as well. But the problem is, Bear is really there. and Gear couldn't do anything about it. It's literally not even a chink in the armor that the side of Team Evil could find against Team Flash.
The win condition for Team Evil is if Powerful is able to reenact that same ambush onto Vanix without Bear being in the picture, but there's a portal already used up. Oh, all four lands.
Coming in, AOG from the side of Jade to join the fight as well. SOD do land, and now Vanix will jump all the way to the back line, immediately shredding Sailor. Then nowhere to be seen, unable to actually join the fight. The members on the side of Team Evil literally losing their lives, and Flash collapsing onto Team Evil. Van trying to do some torn chip damage against Jay. Cannot find anything, Churros.
There's no easy way to say this, but what a blunder from Team Evil. Portal comes up, 4 members into the roll-up manipulation, and just immediately gutted, immediately decimated by Team Flash. They had to be able to find a different way to do this. I think that was a very panicky push on that portal, and Team Flash, they took full advantage of it. Bear was in position, he was able to deny that back line before the SOD comes down.
Yeah.
Even though Vanix lost their lives, they win out in terms of that Lord.
Van couldn't even join the fight at all, right? You take the portal, you're just dead smack right into the Red Wall manipulation, the AOG, and even perhaps even Hades as the poise as well, right? So Flash SG literally checkmating Evil all the way back against the wall. Van unable to farm any form of Sky Pierce or stack. That item is just literally taking up space.
Jay is just opening up that side of the map, just holding on to that lane. Flash really wants 3 waves to push through. If you analyze it closely, that's 3 lanes just waiting, and they're waiting on that trigger. They want to push into 2 lanes before they break down the inhibitor turrets down on Evil's base.
But now the problem is Powerful. Yes, you've got a very wonderful chip. You can also find the flanks. But you find the flanks onto Vanix, you find the flanks onto Kurtz. Jay can easily AOG to basically protect, heal. And you also got Bear literally jumping all the way to the back line, cutting the whole team fight in half. The last Insanity pop super early on, just to try to wave clear, avoiding the clash. But bottom lane is already taking a lot of casualties. The first turret, the base turret for the side of Team Evil already going down.
It's already way too far gone as Bear jumps into the back line to take down that T2 in the mid side, but Powerful is not in position.
He almost disappeared right there. Powerful getting snapped out of position right there. As true as what you mentioned, the members on the side of Team Flash is just homing onto him. The members on the side of Team Evil doesn't really dare to take the portal. The AOG right in the real world manipulation. There's nowhere for Team Evil to run. That's the last incentive for Aether, but what can he achieve? Nothing. As Bear literally rips Evil apart with his sword and talents. And ladies and gentlemen, Team Flash showing us this is just another day in the office, ending the game against Team Evil.
that one fine right into the face of Ven, just clears everyone out. The rule manipulation just stuns him into that borders, right at the parameters, and Jay comes back in to start all that fight going. That was a beautiful last team fight by Team Flash. And Evo, they need to go back to the drawing board. That was a 12,000 gold lead that Flash has accumulated.
A bear trap, but it is going to be Eve, unfortunately. But don't forget, kill participation 90%, KDA 6, 112. But if you notice the way that he lands the real world manipulation, there's nobody he can touch Kurteezy at all.
Kurteezy was smart enough to wait for Powerful to pop that portal before using the RWM. That enables Team Flash to just use their skills in an intentional way, killing off all 5 members instead of just picking one off one after another, which is essentially Evil's way of playing. They want to go for a skirmish. Yeah, Flash was like, yeah, bring it to me. And they use that counteractive play that RWM brings in objective and zonal team fights. Look at Jay's KDA though, 0 and 13, Agent 13, I like that.
You gotta stop giving him names, because by now he's like, you see his name, Jay, and then after that, as known as, it's going to be a long list of, on the notepad. But of course, if you take a look at the emblems right here, I think definitely standard builds as well, even down to, you know, Vanix going for the Master Assassin on a Moskov. You want to try to win the lane as soon as possible against Ven. And if you take a look at Ven, he has no items at all. Malefic Gun, Malefic Roar, mind you, as like the 3rd item, and that's when you know the Granger is struggling, right? Usually Granger wants to go for a BOD ASAP. Even building a Wind of Nature, that's literally counts as what a Granger wants to do, because Vanix was just too strong, and don't forget, Bear was just smacking everybody. Once he gets Oracle, he's generating shields over and over again.
The underlying issue with Team Evo's draft is that they don't have that punch. They didn't put on their boxing glove and get that punch. They're like little ant bites. Yes, you feel the pain, but you need a lot of time. But Team Flash just counteracts everything with, you need that time, we're going to take you out right before that. Vanix is just constantly hunkering and punching all of them down. And Evo doesn't have that immediate satisfaction of that crowd controls, which caused them their delays.
I was kind of wondering, why are we giving MVP over to Kurteezy, right? But there you go. Just take a look at his damage dealt. 101k damage dealt. And that's and you don't, they haven't, and Flash actually hasn't even activated the Vanix card yet, right? Like he doesn't really need to join the fights, because Team Evo is just taking L's over and over again because of Hades' very aggressive positioning, Bear's aggressive positioning as well. Just take a look at Bear, just absorbing so much damage as well. Coming up from Team Evo, it is so hard for Team Evo to basically fight against Team Flash, and it makes it feel like, you know, Team Flash never left.